The Trump administration on Thursday night welcomed a Mexican government plan to work with the United Nations Refugee Agency to deal with a controversial caravan of mostly Honduran migrants. A top Mexican official said Thursday night that his government will ask to the UN High Commissioner of Refugees to help identify legitimate asylum claims from the migrants who are part of the caravan, making its way through his country's southern border in the route to U.S. In an interview, the ambassador of Mexico, Jerónimo Gutiérrez, said, "We want to make sure that those claims are legitimate." Noting a handful of migrants had already applied for asylum in Mexico. "We obviously are sensitive to the humanitarian situation that we encounter, but we have also made very clear that there is no legal ground on which Mexico can issue a permit by which people can just go through Mexico towards the United States. Mexico is in favor of legal, safe and orderly migration, and the steps we took today are extremely important."
Karen started as Facebook posts and local television started talking about this journey, and after this spread quickly, people started joining in the hopes of finding a better home. The group has grown steadily since setting out from the Honduran city of San Pedro Sula on October 12. The exact size is unclear as there is no single organization group, but it's estimated about 7,200 migrants in the caravan. As one of the reasons of why people are fleeing the country, in an interview they said because of poverty and violent crimes that is happening there, which makes Honduras one of the most dangerous places in Central America and is also in the world.
Honduras, with a change of clothes, a backpack or suitcase on their shoulders, and the hope of reaching new lands, hundreds of Honduras left daily for the United States in 2017. Data from the Consular and Military Observatory of Honduras indicate that 46,000 migrants depart from Mexico and North America, which means that about 28 men and women and children went out in search of the American dream every day. For this year, 30,000 were out looking for the American dream, 21,000 were men, and 4,000 were boys and girls.
Who migrate? Dozens of children and babies occupy the first line of the long column of migrants, in which there are parents, workers, and professionals. What are they running from? People flee poverty and violence in their country. With a homicide rate of 43 per 100,000 inhabitants, Honduras is considered one of the most violent countries in the world, mainly due to the operation of the gangs and the incursion of drug trafficking, a situation that also prevails in Guatemala and El Salvador. In addition, 69% of the 9 million inhabitants in Honduras live in poverty.
Different media and users of social networks have reported the firings with rubber bullets and tear gas that the United States Border Patrol launched on nearly 500 immigrants who tried to cross the border on Sunday, November 25, in the Mexican city of Tijuana. In this video, we can see how the United States Border Patrol shot the immigrant caravan. After this incident, 98 immigrants, mostly Hondurans, were detained by the Mexican agent for deportation. The U.S. Border Patrol also said it arrested 42 Central American immigrants who crossed the border from Mexico.
There is a letter from the immigrants explaining their desire to return to the countries of origin, with the condition of receiving a sum of $50,000 from each of them, with the objective of having the economic resources to restart their lives in the respective countries. The immigrants also asked to take the president of Honduras, Juan Orlando Hernández, who they blamed from being the cause of poverty, insecurity, and repression with which from the flee.
It is important to put ourselves in the place of these people before we judge their ways. We need to realize this is how they are fighting for their families and their well-being because they weren't able to have a good enough quality of life in their countries. Being informed is crucial to avoid these situations. With the proper knowledge, people would vote for better governance, the ones who actually care about the country itself and not about the country's money. Without ignorance is how we can improve.